Welcome back to 9 to 5 Nerds. So we're in hour 4 of our wonderful, wonderful charity episode for Child's Play. Yeah, this is hour 4. I mean, we only have 3 more hours
Just
after
joking.
this.
After this, but we had a whole hour.
Yeah.
We're at
We're almost halfway through.
3:01 right now.
We'd be more than halfway through if we didn't have the
Pickups.
sound technical issues for the interview for the Child's Play guy.
It happens.
What a great guy.
No, he's really nice.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. You guys will have to wait to hear it until you don't listen. Yeah, welcome back. We're going to try to do a hashtag this episode for another free entry for people that are listening. And we're going to put up a donation button for even people that don't listen so they can enter to win stuff. So it's not like we're just trying to get listeners. We're actually trying to make money for the charity. I had something on the tip of my tongue, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a hair.
On your tongue?
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Okay, sorry. Our guest this episode is Eric Galactus.
Hello.
Okay.
Appropriate.
Yeah. That's all right.
Worst uses of womp womp.
How was, just since you're here, how was volunteering at Comic-Con?
I don't know if it was volunteering or the fact that I haven't gone all 4 days in 4 years, but I had a good time.
Good.
There's a lot. We got to go early, which is sort of, I mean, I'm not on the floor, but we were in there at 7:30 on Friday and Saturday. And then just mainly running stuff around. That was it. It was a good experience, though. We'll probably do it again next year, so we'll see what happens.
Nice. Yeah. Being in there when nobody's in there is weird.
I don't know if I could have snuck on the floor, but we were allowed to just go in the lobby at least, and because they would let people in 8:30 to get their stuff situated, and then they had a whole area for disabled people to wait to get in. So
Okay.
they'd send them to us and then down to there. So
All right. Alan's not here to ask a question. So Katrina and I were having a conversation the other night, and there's a term that people use, and I don't even know if this is politically correct anymore. So even if it's not, this is a term that's been...
It's derogatory.
Is it derogatory?
Yes.
Well, when somebody's saying, hey, yeah, I guess it is derogatory. We'll still ask what it... I mean, it's not like a racial term or anything. But
Geek.
no. Where did the term putting out come from? What, you're laughing?
Yeah.
And what does it mean?
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Like
Using the sentence.
like in the office, they said you need to order the most expensive thing on the menu so they know you're worth it.
and then Stanley's like, you're going to have to put out.
And Phyllis is like, yeah, you're going to have to put out. But what are you putting out? With a dude, you're putting out your dick, I guess. But I mean,
you're
It's-
putting yourself out there.
No.
Do we actually know the answer?
No.
Okay.
I read up on it. So
did you?
yes.
So you know the answer?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is funny.
What's your speculation, Corey?
I don't know. Gee, Willikers, mister. I don't know.
What is sex?
I don't talk like that.
Yeah, you do.
I don't put out.
Not until you were...
You want me to guess where the phrase came from?
Yeah.
And so we have an answer?
Katrina says
No, that's not what I meant. There's a...
what the term is? What it
Yeah,
means?
what it
You don't know
means.
where it came from?
It doesn't say where it came from.
No country
it's
of origin?
slang.
So what do you think it means?
You have to, let yourself be willing
Now,
to do the nasty.
Now, is that only referred to women, or is it referred to men as well?
It's only referred to women.
Of
Really?
course.
Really?
I can't put out?
Yes.
That's weird.
They
yes,
can?
Yes,
or
I
they
can.
can't?
Or yes, I can.
No, I was answering Anthony. It's meant as a derogatory term towards a woman.
So it can never be used toward a man.
I've heard it be used towards men before. But that's...
Okay, Katrina, lay it on us.
No, keep talking.
Why? You looking at it
I'm
back
trying
up?
to see if I can find where it came from.
Okay.
So is it only derogatory toward women then?
Its intent is to be derogatory towards women because she is a slut. She is a whore. She is putting out.
Can be used in a very light way, like, oh yeah, she hooked up with that guy. She puts out.
I don't know.
Did you just hear yourself talk?
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, I don't know.
That's not derogatory. That's complimentary, if anything.
Well, that's the double standard. Is a guy can sleep with 20
Yeah.
women
Why is
in a
that
month and
derogatory?
nobody cares, but if a woman does it, it's she's shamed. Which is, dude, if you like sex, go have sex with
Yeah.
anybody you want, as long as you're using or being safe.
That's other people's personal issues.
Yeah. And if you're not being safe, make sure the other person,
When a female dispenses her sexual favors, she is said to put out.
dispenses.
Is her name Pez? I mean,
I thought we were the dispensers.
Yeah, see,
that's insemination.
no, I know that's not the most appropriate thing to talk about on here, but we were just having this conversation, and I was like, where did that term come from?
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. You can't find where it came from?
Alas, my dear, are you
This
putting
is good.
out?
What is it? Let's hear it.
Okay. So it goes back to the 1800s.
Okay.
And it has to deal with putting pets out for the night.
That's
So you put pets out so you can do it?
It was customary to put pets outside for the night. Sometimes when it was very cold, the pets would stay inside, but they would migrate to the bed where the humans slept since much of the residence was cold. Thus, if the lady or man of the house didn't put out the animals for the night, it usually meant no sex because the animals gathering on the bed.
So the man could put
Huh.
out.
So in the original
So in the original context, it applied to both sexes.
but now it doesn't.
But now it does not.
I'd say that it's not a
Because
bad.
they'll say he gets some. They won't say, oh, he puts out.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
puts the animal out.
Can we just use that from now on? He puts the animal out as a.
Yeah, if you use it in that context,
the
like
animal out.
you putting the animal out tonight.
I'd say that I'd say that it's not that bad because they said it on The Office, but The Office has said some pretty horrible things over the years where you're just like you're watching it now and you're like
Car
they
crash.
would not say this on TV today.
Oh, you
It's
think
not
this-
even that old.
You think the censor's getting worse or better?
On certain things, I think it's getting better with swear words and I think it's getting better with allowing swear words to go through.
Can you still say like hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
Sometimes that's a
it's
bad word.
it's trying to correct shaming and racial stuff,
Okay.
which I understand.
So you say damn.
Who cares if somebody says fuck, but if somebody drops the N word, it's a little different. It's a lot different.
They say penis a lot on that show.
What show?
That's politically correct.
Yeah, but I mean that's anatomically correct. They also say vagina.
Yeah. They also can say an F word that we're not allowed to say on the podcast.
Oh.
Can they
Yeah,
say
they
that?
did. They
They say
did.
that on
They did
TV.
say that on The Office.
They say the 3-word abbreviation, which is way less. Oh, not abbreviation, but the 3-word,
It's
3-letter word compared to the elongated 6-letter word.
yeah. But he does say that.
So I think one is like one sounds way worse than the other.
They're all pretty bad.
And when you get, it's like the hard R. And
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
like-
know what you're saying.
there is a contextual difference if you say one or like. It's funny we're not saying it,
No, we're not saying it.
but
Us in here are allowed to say that.
No.
there's a big difference in context and some pronunciation of some of those words to show your intent.
We can't play the game that you had because
Not
I
till-
haven't finished.
And
Alan, yeah.
he wants to.
Let's. I want to play this game, but I kind of want to wait for our next guest to be.
We didn't talk about all the trailers, but there's one that came out. I think it was before Comic-Con. This is talking about like sensitive stuff, and I don't want to come off as being a hater. Like you're gonna say this as a nitpick. What's the name of it? It's the next J.J. Abrams movie, or at least he's producing it. His name's on everything. But I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for
I think I did.
what is it called?
I was reading
Overlord.
the zombie one.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw it this morning. I didn't watch it though.
So essentially, like Wolfenstein.
It's kind of like that. So have you seen Overlord? Anybody?
No.
So, okay, so yeah, it's trailer. So basically, Operation Overlord was what the D-Day. I don't know if that was what the whole plan was called or just the aerial troops version. So, in this, it's a black soldier talks about being drafted, and he's kind of narrating while they're going into like D-Day. Like he's a paratrooper being dropped into Normandy, and then him and a couple other stragglers meet up, and they come across this Nazi like research facility where they're experimenting with the zombies, and it turns into basically a World War II zombie movie.
That's interesting. I didn't see the trailer for it though.
Okay, it looked okay. I was just put off. I know, just from like watching Band of Brothers or anything history wise that's kind of accurate, that they kept segregated troops back then, and they showed like I think 2 black guys in the airplane, they were jumping out among a bunch of white guys, and you can't be drafted to be a paratrooper. That was like special forces back then. So I was like, I don't know if
That bothered you?
I like in my mind I was like, and they have zombies. I don't know if I should.
You know they didn't have zombies back
That's
then.
that's what the comments all go to. I actually read them on this one. I'm like, I guess I can't be picked. I just have to imagine it's another universe, in a way.
That would ruin a movie for you though?
Not ruin it. I'd watch it.
It looks interesting.
Anything World War II, any little twist on it, like I'll watch.
That's why I dug Resistance so much.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like, I wonder if that's weird to some people. People wouldn't watch it because it's over. I don't think it's not PC culture, but like over what's it encompassing, like bring in things that aren't historically accurate just for the fact that they can be racially diverse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Some people, like if you're a redneck,
I think in certain aspects it should be like Glory with Matthew Broderick that had segregated troops.
yeah,
So I mean, was that Civil War? That was Civil War.
yeah.
So I mean, you have situations like that, but a movie that's not trying to be historically correct, I don't think it matters.
Yeah. So I think some people
That I want to watch that trailer now.
Yeah, it looks okay. It doesn't look like the best movie ever.
Is he directing it or producing
His
it?
name flashed. I don't remember top of my head.
He's supporting it somehow.
His name is attached to every Cloverfield, every anything. He didn't direct any Lost episodes, maybe except the pilot, but his name was all over that. So it's J.J. Abrams' brand.
Are you an Abrams fan?
Did he do
Super 8?
Never saw it.
Really? That's a
there-
good movie.
I never watched Lost.
I didn't either.
I've never seen any of Cloverfields.
So you've seen Star Wars.
He did one of the new Star Treks, didn't he?
He did 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I watched the first one of those.
I like both of those as well.
That's probably it. The Star Trek was good.
He's directing episode 9.
Cool.
Force Awakens, Into Darkness, Super 8, the first Star Trek, 1 episode of The Office, which I caught by chance. I was like, J.J. Abrams directed this? Mission Impossible 3, 5 episodes of Alias,
So I
and
wonder
then
if
some
he's
TV
got
shows.
producer credit or
Something.
whatnot.
Well, now I want to know what the movie is, so yes, I'm going to look. Producer, 60 movies. He's like, God, what's that guy's name? Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah.
That guy's everywhere. Is it called Overlord?
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
The story of 2 American soldiers behind enemy lines on D-Day. That's all it says.
well, maybe they haven't updated since the trailer launched.
Doesn't have any. Is it a movie or a show?
Movie?
Because it doesn't have any like.
I don't know. The trailer dropped sometime this week. I didn't recognize any of the people in it.
You should, because one of them is a Greyjoy.
Greyjoy.
I don't even know how to say this guy's name. At least he looks like a Greyjoy. Maybe he's not. Yeah, he is. He's Euron Greyjoy.
That was funny. I didn't recognize him.
He's in it. This guy Wyatt Russell's in it. He was. He used to be a hockey player. He was the bad guy in Goon 2 that he fought. The big guy that got all crazy that ended up on the same team.
The one who's an actual hockey player?
It's Kurt Russell's son. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. His name's Wyatt Hawn Russell.
Nice.
Nice.
Goldie Hawn. Kurt
Yeah.
Russell. And it's got a couple people in it, but nobody like big. But that sounds interesting. I hadn't heard of that.
I remember just thinking about segregated troops. Wasn't one thing that bothered me, but I remember in Captain America when they had the Asian guy who he also played in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's the principal whose
They had-
grandfather was in
Anybody who was like American who was Asian at that point in time was,
internment camps.
yeah. I mean, there may have been a couple that got, but there should have been like deep hatred at that point in time for anybody who was Asian in America. But, it's a comic book movie, so it legitimately did not make that movie worse. But just funny.
There also wasn't a villain, the
you're-
Red Skull.
Yeah. You ignore things like, because time has passed. You remember the big stuff, but not little gritty.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, my ears are sweaty. I had to take the headset off for a minute. I don't know.
There's even a black guy in that one, too. His Howling Commandos. Very racially diverse. A French man. A Brit.
So the comic book universe is very diverse and
Yeah.
accepting, while
Well, I
the
don't
human
know if
race is
you've-
not.
I don't know if you've noticed it over. I mean, you guys don't read a lot of comic books, but over the last, I don't know how many years, you haven't seen as many big-breasted, skinny. You know, it's starting to go away to where you're getting more realistic-looking people instead of like these.
I don't know. Is it a
Yeah.
thing now that a lot of superheroes are just the female version? Like I know, was it She Thor? I don't know what she was called, to be honest. Is it
I don't
Thor?
know. I didn't read that.
And then She Wolverine.
I didn't read
I'm
any
using
of
the
those.
horrible language. I actually don't know if the characters have that name.
I don't know.
But were they not the typical like body build?
I don't know. I'm just saying a lot. Maybe it's over the last couple of years that they're getting away from all that to make not just more diverse, but I guess more inclusive, more realistic. That those things
Don't
aren't.
exist.
Well, they got to do that with the guys too, because when you see,
Also in American comics and American like animations and things like that, they're doing that because in like mangas and Japanese animes and things like that, they'll never go away from that.
Maybe not.
because Goku doesn't look like he's freaking ripped.
No. What? We haven't talked about Godzilla or
No.
I'm not really big on. I didn't watch the last one all the way through.
The last Godzilla movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
with Bryan Cranston.
It was alright.
We started it.
I was more disappointed that Bryan Cranston was in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that. Not a horrible game breaker or deal breaker, but sucks. Surprise! 'Cause
Yeah.
he was all over the trailers.
I like when they do that, when they have a big name. Like, okay, that brings up a good subject. What movies can you remember that are like had a big actor in them that died pretty early on in the movie? I know that was that way with like Psycho. Kind of did that to begin with. I can't remember the actress that got killed in the shower to begin with. In the remake, I think it was Anne
Anne
Hesh.
Heche.
The lesser
Yeah.
version, but like Kick-Ass 2 had Jim Carrey. He was all over the posters, but he didn't make
Drew
it.
Barrymore in Scream. I mean,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
something you want to say?
That's a really good psych out.
Yeah, I mean, she was the biggest name in that whole movie at the
Yep.
time, and they took her out fast.
Yeah.
Brian wants to say something. You can tilt the mic.
You can swing it.
I would say, well, first off, I'm very excited about Godzilla because I love the first one. It was amazing. But even just Deadpool right now, you had an entire team that got wiped out
Yeah,
in
That
and
was good.
5 minutes.
they promoted that, and then they just killed off. And I mean, the biggest one of that was Terry Crews.
He's a good
So
name.
yeah, and you figured
and Brad Pitt.
and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but you never saw Brad Pitt until
He fried.
Died.
yeah. But Samuel L. Jackson in Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
He got ate by a motherfucking shark.
Yeah, it came right out of the water. Which leads me, I really want to see Meg a lot. Like, I can't wait to see that movie. I'm psyched up. But I like when they do stuff like that. We didn't talk about the Glass trailer, but I think we need to.
Why he's out, to be honest, because I know he doesn't care about spoilers, but there's a big spoiler in Split to know the guy turns into the Beast
Yeah,
by the end of it. So you've seen Split?
Sure.
just assume that he hasn't.
No, this came up last time too. You guys are. What's the one?
Unbreakable?
I haven't seen that either.
How have you do you just not watch movies ever?
Pretty much.
Out of all the M. Night Shyamalan movies, have you seen
I saw.
Sixth
I've
Sense?
seen The Sixth Sense.
most important?
I
Probably.
saw Signs.
Okay.
Saw The Village.
And
That was probably it.
I haven't
Lady in
seen
the
Lady
Wawa.
in the Water.
It's as good as The Village. It's lukewarm.
Okay.
Dude, what about Devil? Did you like Devil?
Yeah, I remember watching that.
What's Devil?
The one where they're trapped in an elevator and one of them's the devil.
I've never seen that. I remember.
yeah, I remember
Now that
liking
you said that, I wanted to see it, but I didn't actually
I
get a
forgot all
chance
about
to.
that film.
Happening.
That was
Talking to the mic.
That's got to be
Put it between you guys.
The Happening. Had been the worst one. Oh no, next to Avatar.
Would you say that Sixth Sense was the pinnacle and everything's just steadily gone down from there?
I think he kept it up with Unbreakable, and
I think there are tiers. It drops down because those two are up high, and then Signs is not that far down below for me. I like Signs, but it's a big drop off. It starts going whoop whoop.
I mean, if you have a conversation about surprise endings, Sixth Sense is somewhere on that list.
Oh yeah,
Usual Suspects and that,
Usual Suspects.
number 1 and 2 always.
Primal Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
big
good
one.
one. 7.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean,
I would put Saw on that, the first one.
the first Saw, yeah, was
Agreed.
it was an excellent one. Yeah, you don't get a movie like that very often. That
Split had its twist ending.
But to me,
not
it
really-
wasn't. I don't think it was him turning into the beast. That was unexpected.
No,
the twist was that it was
in the
connected.
universe.
yeah,
That's a
when
different kind of twist.
like
That's cool.
when I watched the movie, I knew that they were connected, but I didn't know that part at the end was happening.
Yeah.
So I saw it and I was like, there's not even a fucking twist in this movie. I was like, this is dumb. And then that came out and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
And you really like, so immediately elevated that movie a little bit for you?
Yes, because
That's funny.
I mean, I've always been a comic book fan since I was, 10 years old. And to have them comparing them to, heroes and villains,
Yeah.
basically his version of a comic book.
That was the most realistic
Made
superhero
me-
movie, even though, like, Watchmen is trying to tout, like, oh, superheroes in real life. But no, it was Unbreakable as superheroes in real life.
Yeah. What's your favorite surprise ending movie, Katrina?
We just covered them all.
I'd have to think about it.
Thanks.
I'm gonna pull up
Sorry.
a list just for fun.
Yeah. Here, do that real quick. I gotta pee. This is a really slow episode.
Yeah.
It's because I'm on it.
It is all your fault.
What's your favorite surprise ending, Eric?
Off the top of my head, I'd probably have to go Sixth Sense, but I'm going to see whatever list Brian figures out right here. I haven't seen a
Yeah.
lot of these. What was the surprise in that one?
What, Citizen Kane?
Yeah.
It was his
Rosebud was
Oh.
the sled.
That's so stupid.
Planet of the Apes.
Oh, the original Planet of the
For the
Apes?
60s? Yeah, that would have been
Yeah, I think that blew everybody's mind.
Psycho.
And the new Planet of the Apes, the new 1999 version, had a horrible, stupid, nonsensical twist ending.
Friday the 13th is on this list.
Okay, that was the Jason Voorhees' mom?
Yeah, that, and then the girl gets attacked at the end.
Oh, yeah, that too.
I guess it's hard to like fathom these though, because you would have had to like that one, The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, back in 1980,
That
Before
was
I
a
was
good
born.
twist. Not a lot of people saw that coming.
but now
Now it's iconic. You cannot not see Darth Vader as Luke
it's
Skywalker's
getting
father.
misquoted by every single person on the planet.
I am your father. No.
I remember seeing The Ring for the first time, and at no point had I ever even imagined a drowned little girl crawling out of a television. So to me, that was a twist, but it scared the shit out of me. But that was, like you were saying, like an idea that has not been presented yet. So something like The Sixth Sense or Saw, where you're just like, what the hell just happened?
Well, that leads you to I mean, the most, not even the most surprising scenes, but the most shocking. And two of the most shocking scenes that have been anywhere over the last 10 years, Red Wedding
Yeah.
and Negan's arrival. I mean, regardless of how you feel about The Walking Dead, when that shit happens, you were watching it here. We were all like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It would have been like one of those reaction videos. It's,
I would say Oberyn getting his head crushed. Same level.
Yeah, yeah.
We all had a visceral reaction.
Memento's on this list too.
oh, Memento's excellent. Yeah.
That's a good twist beginning.
Oh, this is one I forgot about. The Others with Nicole Kidman.
Oh, yeah. We're all dead,
I've never
mommy.
seen that.
Yeah, that was a good twist for me at least.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Uh,
I have something in my head and I can't put my name on. God damn it.
slowing down a little bit here, guys, in this fourth hour.
We got researchers on the phones.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
this? What was the one at the top number one, or is it going in descending order?
It's just
It's just a list. Okay.
The top one was I think it was Gone Girl.
I've never seen. Is that the one with the
Yeah.
boxer? No.
No.
That's Ben Affleck.
His wife stages her own death, I think.
I haven't watched
He
it.
hasn't watched it.
I think that's the whole plot
You
of
don't
the
have
movie.
to now.
I don't.
I don't think that's a
I don't-
mystery.
I
I
don't
think
care.
that's the...
I do. I actually like that book.
But you read the book, so you know what's going on.
I know, but we were supposed to watch it. Thanks.
Is that the mystery of the book?
No.
I'm ruining a bunch of these movies for myself, unfortunately.
I've done that.
Did you ever? There was an article at some point or some comment that
The Prestige.
Oh yeah,
that was a good one.
Nice.
that was in your head.
All his
Yeah.
clones drowned.
I could see it.
Yeah, that was.
Is that the twist, or that was a twin?
Both.
I think it
What-
was,
what's
it
the
was
big-
the whole thing.
what's the bigger
he was
twist?
cloning himself, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think the.
I think you knew he cloned himself, but you know he was drowning himself every single
But there's
time.
that. There's the fact that he was the one that adopted his daughter when he finds out that he's still alive. There's a bunch of twists in the end of that movie. That's a good movie. We watched it again like 6-8 months ago.
Like going home.
Yeah.
You know what's not on that list actually? What about 12 Monkeys?
It's not on there.
That's
I
pretty
just said
good.
it's not on there, but I mean the twist in it.
That's pretty good. I watched that kind of later on too.
It was they. You don't care? You guys, okay.
I've seen it.
They send him back in time to try to stop somebody from releasing this virus, and he sees himself as a kid in the airport, and the guy's like releasing it in the airport, and he sees it happen, and it's himself when he's a kid.
The kid's releasing it?
No, like, so there's, I don't know, what was Doc Evil Scientist?
I don't
whatever.
remember the details.
But he has like some jar, and they're like, the security's like, oh, what's in the jar? And he's like, oh, nothing, I'll open it. And that was like releasing the virus.
The
that
deadly
killed most of
Mutaba
humanity.
virus.
Oh. I don't remember that.
The deadly Mutaba virus.
What was that movie?
Outbreak. He ate the bad burrito, and nobody gets that shit but you. It's like, why are we walking like this?
I wanted to get that tattooed on my leg of like them
You should.
holding onto the rope.
You should. I mean, it's a spoof on like Batman and Robin,
Yeah.
Clive, but that shit. Nobody else gets a fucking Clerks cartoon reference on Earth.
Nope.
Oh God, why is Bears driving?
How is this possible? Yeah, now we're just so far off the fucking reservation that nobody knows what we're talking about.
You're talking
Re-
about a
reel it in.
trailer.
What?
You're
Reel
talking
it in.
about Glass.
I know, I need to reel it in. Okay, so Glass. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I was just going to say I about spoilers. I read something once where it said that it doesn't matter if you find out about it at the end or the beginning or like offhand like we are. Like it's still like a fun surprise, just to know it.
Well,
Like
then you
the
got people-
reveal isn't
Like
a huge
Travis.
deal.
Travis wants to know every spoiler for everything, period. It's so weird to me.
like without going through the experience of the
Correct.
movie.
Yeah.
He'd rather just get it over with.
What's funny is, I mean, we started this whole thing about talking about him, but James Gunn said that if a movie can be spoiled by something being said, then it's not a good movie. And I don't agree with that. Like, you can spoil shit, and it ruins
Yeah.
the surprise for something.
You say Bruce Willis is dead the whole time.
yeah, and you're like, oh, shit. You still may enjoy the movie, but that sense of surprise is gone.
Yeah.
No, but that leads right back to the Glass trailer. I wasn't excited to see Split. I wanted to see it. I saw Unbreakable in theaters, but watching this Glass trailer, I was like fucking pumped. Like the whole thing, like just the way they did the trailer with the psychologists.
3 of them in
interviewing
a same mental asylum.
Yeah.
And James McAvoy, I hope, steals the show because he freaking did in Split.
I love the way that Bruce Willis looks at him when he's Patricia or whoever he is.
Yeah.
I was watching
I thought-
Conan.
Go ahead.
And they asked him how many personalities James McAvoy is going to have, and he says, I haven't finished editing it yet, but as of right now, it's 21.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, at the end of Split, he locked out all but Patricia. It was like 2 others. The one who liked girls, and the kid. And he locked out all the other personalities. They kept them in the dark. So obviously they'll come back.
Yeah.
So do they all regain power for a minute? Is that
Power
Like-
struggle.
yeah?
One wants to help one of them. One wants to help the other one.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. He's going to have conflict within that again. He's not just the beast at all.
Who's going to control him best?
But when he turns into the beast, that's when the shit's going to hit the fan. Is that what Samuel Jackson's just going to try to unlock? His
I think so.
beast potential?
I love when they show him running through that courtyard or whatever it is, and he's running like a
Like the
fucking
park.
wild animal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's
He's gonna try to do what Loki did to the Hulk, essentially.
My favorite thing is my favorite personality is the kid.
yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is about that. And as much as I've kind of ragged on Split in other episodes, James McAvoy is just so incredible in that movie. And in most movies he's really good.
I agree.
I can't. I mean, he was a good Professor X.
I like Wanted a lot.
I don't know. I've sat and watched it all the way through.
We watched some weird movie with him where he was a police officer, like a low budget.
I
Yeah.
liked that movie.
Like a real dirty one.
Yeah,
I've never seen a trailer for that.
Moaning
Remember the name
Myrtle's
of it.
in it.
yeah. It was a different movie. I mean, I don't remember
He's
it being
depressed.
great.
It was just strange.
Yeah, but Samuel
Jamie
Jackson.
Bell was in that with him.
Yeah. The only part I didn't like about the Glass trailer is when he says, "What's your name?" and he says, "First name Mister, last name Glass," and I'm like, nobody's first name is Mister.
That's his villain name.
I know, but it's just like, come on. You could just say just one word, Glass. But Mr. Glass just doesn't sound like it sounds fine as a villain's name, but if you're saying that's your first name, to me it's like,
It's filth.
Here I am in it's Uncle Mo. Thank you, man.
Alan just walked in with like a 42-inch pizza that he's gonna have to find room to. Hey, I'm being honest with you. You guys left and we started dragging, man. Hour 4. We need some
Energy.
We need some help. What are we at, Katrina?
30.
There's some movie news that just popped up.
What happened? Talking to the mic.
So there's some quick movie news on Rotten Tomatoes. Robert De Niro is in talks to join the standalone Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. So I'm wondering what he could be in that. Maybe a mob boss. That would be ideal.
Okay, I'm gonna break off here in a second and steal this podcast. I guess I can't steal it. It's mine. A lot of people, when Heath Ledger in the amount of people that said I thought Heath Ledger would be a good Joker is everybody says it now, and I've always liked Heath Ledger. I liked him in 10 Things I Hate About You.
But at the time,
so I wasn't upset about the casting. It didn't bother me. And now you had when Jared Leto got cast, a lot of people were like, okay, cool. Jared Leto's a weird guy. He might be able to play this well. I think I actually didn't have a problem with his Joker, but I think that the contrast in execution from the Dark Knight Joker to, a mob boss Joker, and there's different Jokers in the comic book. So, I mean, they're not always, always crazy. Sometimes they are mob bosses and stuff. And I didn't have a problem with Jared Leto's. I know people now are saying, oh, a new Joker. But sometimes it takes some casting to get the job right. You're going to keep making these movies because there's money to be made in these movies. But you might not like that there's a new Joker. Now, I think to Joaquin Phoenix, and I think about how much everyone hated him in Gladiator. Hated him. And if you can make somebody be hated that much, that means they're a good actor. And he's had some really good roles. I haven't watched some of the roles like Her and stuff like that, but I have seen him in enough stuff to think that he's a very, very good
at
actor.
his job.
And I think he'll be able to pull off an interesting Joker that we haven't seen yet. I'm hoping that it's not Heath Ledger. I'm hoping that it's not Jared Leto. I hope it's a new...
His own.
Interesting take that he puts his own spin on, and he's a weird enough, strange enough guy that puts a lot into his roles, and you can call it artistic that he puts so much time and effort into even making like that spoof thing he was doing, where it seemed like he was going crazy, and maybe he was going crazy, but
I think he made that for a documentary.
He puts a lot into it, and I think that that's the kind of crazy that you can use to make a Joker role great.
Is Jared Leto is still playing the Joker?
Yeah, so you're gonna I guess that would be my only problem is that you have two people playing the Joker at the same time. Other than like you have Ezra Miller and Grant Gustin playing the Flash, but one's playing it in TV.
What if they exist in the same universe and one? At one point in time, where the comics had 3 Jokers they discovered. I know, Brian, you broke that.
I brought that up once, yeah.
Is it going to be animated?
Where each segment is a different person.
No, it was literally 3 different people.
You know what?
Each age, right? The gold, the silver, and bronze age.
You know what movie did that had each segment was a different person? It's when Heath Ledger died. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. You had people that were his friends in real life, like you
Jude
had
Law, Johnny Depp,
and Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
they all did it. And I think they all donated the money that they would have made to his daughter.
They also did that with that Bob Dylan movie, didn't they? The different people playing Bob Dylan.
I remember that. I guess I want to say, and I could be lying, but not purposely, that Tom Cruise wanted to do one of the segments, and they were like, "No, dude, we're okay."
really.
Pass on Tom Cruise.
Wait,
Well, I mean,
Tom
I
Cruise.
think they said that he would take too much away from it.
Oh, not honoring the man.
That was an interesting movie too. I kind of liked it, and he was different. It was the same guy, but he was a different character in each like dream almost, or each like fantasy segment. We watched it a long time ago.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was Heath Ledger, and he was almost like a jester, and they had like this like carriage that would roll up, and it was back in the day, and they would do like parlor tricks and stuff, but they would go through the door, and somebody's gonna have watched this recently and tell me that I'm full of shit, but they'd walk through it and they'd be into this different kind of not dimension but world.
I remember watching like 20 minutes of it.
Can I be a counterpoint to you? So I just wanted to say as a counterpoint, haven't we seen enough of the Joker already? DC has a rich, vibrant, and Batman has an incredible rogues gallery. I understand how iconic the Joker is.
Yeah, he's one of the most iconic villains in all comics.
But at this point, I think you're beating a dead horse. DC, their movies really have a
Doesn't
track
everybody
record
like
of
to beat a dead
mediocrity?
Cash cow.
Yeah, I mean,
There's Mr. Freeze.
Well, as
Poison
as
Ivy.
some,
and as much as you give it a B plus, Suicide Squad.
damn it, I was just about to say it. You cut me off.
Suicide Squad was nothing but like pandering, and audiences saw through that.
As someone who gave it a B, you cut me off. I was trying to get to you before you said it because I
B+.
knew it was coming. And in my defense, I think that I talk myself into liking movies more than I do while I'm talking on here because I'll start. You tend to focus on the things that you like if you're a positive person. If you're on Four Guys at a Table,
You also don't
tend
want
to
to feel like
focus
you're
on the
throwing
things
your
that you
money in
don't
the
like.
garbage.
Or third Corey.
I have been working on that. I have been working on that, Robert. I am not a negative cloud like Mr. Cage and Alan and Gozer. So
I'd like to say that I'm behind on your podcast and I haven't listened. So if you've taken this new positive attitude, I haven't quite got there.
Can Cage?
yes, that guy and his random confessions he makes on our podcast that I have no.
Is there a
Hand in.
confessions corner now?
No, it's just inside stuff
You
about
gotta listen to the
Canada.
last couple
But
episodes.
Okay.
I'd like to tell.
Katrina, are you more caught up on their podcast than I am?
I don't think so. I haven't exercised in the past week.
Well, you're not missing much. But I'd like to tell Alan, kiss my ass. I want to see Joaquin Phoenix as a bearded Joker with a green beard. I hope he's like his character in Inherent Vice. I know that's not going to happen, but I just want to see this bearded, stoned out of his mind Joker.
There's no way they're giving this guy a beard, but if they gave him a beard and they colored that shit, I'd be so fucking on board with this clown.
It'd be completely different.
Yeah, you hope. Is it an origin story?
No idea.
Brian, is it an origin story? Yes. Okay, Brian yelled yes from the other room.
Well, then
Who knows?
again,
We'll have to wait and see.
That's why I need a
Yes.
sympathetic story for the Joker.
Someone cool like the Creeper. You know, we haven't seen the Creeper on the screen yet.
They got to make sure they get their money back.
Yeah, I'm sure it's more difficult for a movie studio that's going to pay $150 million for a movie to be like, oh yeah, use some random person. Because I mean, I think we've talked about it on here. Batman and Spider-Man have the biggest stable of villains. I mean, it's hard for some of these other superhero movies to pull out a villain that just isn't known.
I
mean,
recognize the villain from what you call him? Seaman. Seaman?
Aquaman.
Seaman.
You'd recognize
I recognize that. I don't know his name.
the actor. He was
the alien robot head, red eyes
Black
dude.
Manta.
What's it called?
Black Manta. Black Manta.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, you can swing that.
I recognize him from what's the opposite of the Justice League? The League of Doom?
The League of Doom.
Yeah.
Where
I recognize
Brainiac,
him-
all he wanted was a pair of pants. A decent pair of pants.
That's all he wanted?
That's all he wanted.
I get about that.
Inside joke from our
From your podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, go check out Four Guys at a Table.
So that's not the same. That's not. There's two villains in that movie. There's one his half brother, the other king of Atlantis.
I saw the same trailer you did, so
Yeah.
I
That's not the
think
same
so.
character, is it?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
So I guess we'll just move into talking about that trailer.
Sure.
No, it makes sense. We haven't talked about Aquaman trailer yet.
No,
have we?
yeah, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Aquaman.
I don't know if Aquaman's half brother is actually the Black Mantis.
I don't remember. I'm not super hip on the lore.
You got to lean in. No,
I'm not
I
super
heard
hip
you.
Hip on the lore, yeah. I don't know. You.
No clue.
Eric doesn't know anything.
Have you watched?
Yeah.
You haven't watched Aquaman trailer yet?
No.
Okay.
But I didn't watch Justice League or anything.
You know the guy who played Night Owl in Watchmen?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, the guy.
He was in Hard Candy.
I don't watch Hard Candy.
Insidious.
The white guy.
No, that's.
The white guy.
Hard
Yeah.
Candy is the one with Ellen Page and
And
him, and he
Silk
like,
Spectre?
yeah.
Yeah. So he's in another DC movie, which he shouldn't be. Two DC superheroes.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Evans.
Chris
was both
Evans,
the
exactly.
Human Torch and
And Michael B. Jordan played the Human Torch and Killmonger.
That's true. We gotta compile. How
A
many
list.
people-
Human Torch.
Yeah. So with Marvel getting back Fantastic Four, hopefully we'll get another Human Torch who will be a greater superhero on his next role.
Yeah.
I'm not as big of a fan as the Aquaman trailer as some of you guys. I like the part with the sharks against the glass,
That's what I think. The underwater battle at the end.
and I don't think I like Jason Momoa. I think he's a really good supporting character. I think that he was pretty decent in Justice League. A+ movie, by the way.
Far from it.
I don't remember what I gave that. I really like the Ezra Miller parts.
A-.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
Ezra Miller played Peter Parker as the Flash, which
Spot on.
I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Because he had
The best moments.
And by the way, we are giving away a signed Flash Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller picture. So you want? Hey Corey, let's create a hashtag for that. Hashtag 9to5nerds. Hashtag Flash.
Yeah,
Okay.
easy.
So there you go. We'll give you guys an extra entry, and that'll be into the second tier of giveaways. Hashtag 9to5nerds.
Tweet it.
Hashtag Flash. So you'll give yourself an extra entry into the higher ones. But I don't think going back to Jason Momoa, I don't think he's a leading role guy. I think he's going to be a great supporting cast guy. I liked him as Khal Drogo. I liked him, the little quips he had in Aquaman. Dude looks like that guy's a beast. He's
Conan didn't
Oh,
do
he's
so well.
huge.
yeah, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's who he looks like.
and I like the fact that that persona matches up with. I mean, it's like you see pictures of him drinking beer, throwing axes, and he's just like a beast, and I like that. And
It's translating for you.
yeah, and it makes me want to go see it, but then I see the trailer and I'm like, it looks okay to me, and I'll probably see it because we see all this stuff, but. And hopefully, I think it's a movie that we could take the kids to, so we don't have to find a sitter.
So did that look better than Shazam or worse?
Oh no!
I like Shazam.
Shazam
way better than
Excellent.
Aquaman.
I did you watch the Shazam trailer, Eric?
No.
Oh,
God, you suck.
That trailer you got to watch because I think everybody's going to be wanting to see that movie.
I think Aquaman looked okay. I won't see it in theaters though. I'd have no desire to see
Hey,
it.
Alan, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
I need to have you on the Aquaman episode for this podcast.
We're booking you now.
Can you? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'll get it right on.
Yeah.
Well, Shazam, movie theater worthy?
I'll rent it. It looks okay. It looks more entertaining than Aquaman, but not enough to see it in theaters.
Yeah, I like the idea. It's like big meets superhero movie.
Yeah,
So
I think it'll be a fun concept, but
that conceit, I'm like, okay, I get down with that.
So what Alan is failing to mention is that he, at best, might see 2 movies a year in the theaters. So
Do you not have your movie pass anymore?
I still have my movie pass.
what have we seen since?
The last thing I saw was
Avengers?
Yes,
Avengers.
Very nice.
and we saw Ready Player One.
I saw a few other movies. I saw Super Troopers.
Nice. No Solo?
Not yet. No, I'll just
Okay.
wait for that to come out. It comes out next month,
Yeah.
like a week.
September, right?
That's like August something.
Oh, I thought Infinity Wars was August.
Deadpool also comes out in August, so.
Oh, everything's just dropping then.
Mm-hmm.
But no, nothing else for Shazam?
Yeah.
No?
I was disappointed when I found out The Rock wasn't going to be in it
Oh, well,
because
I don't think
Not
the
all
movie's
dreams
gonna
can
be
come
Black
true.
Adam,
well,
so.
he needs to be in everything before he becomes our next president.
oh God.
Yeah, Zachary Levi?
Levi.
Levi?
Levi?
The guy who's not Jim from The Office.
Was he in competition for that?
No, there was an episode of The Office where they were trying to sell the Saber pyramid featuring Chuck, and they were making Jim dress up as Chuck.
Okay.
They wanted to dress him up
Yeah.
as Chuck.
And then he screwed up,
He didn't want to do it.
and then
He had to stand in for Ryan.
Yeah.
Kind
Kind
of.
of, yes.
I never watched Chuck.
Can I chime in for a second on Shazam?
Sure.
yeah,
Do what you want.
Yeah, right. So we watched all the trailers for. It feels weird to not have the headset on now.
Now my head's hurting.
Yeah, we watched all the trailers, and Shazam and Fantastic Beasts were my 2 favorite. It's really different for DC to be taking a lighter note and trying to make some jokes and trying to
Be flippant.
be Iron Man, basically, I guess. This is going to be a guy, it looks like it's going to be a little funny. Looks like it's going to be somebody learning how to use, I guess that's any origin story for a superhero. But when he looks like he's trying to fly, kind of reminds you of Iron Man a little bit when he flies up and hits the wall and falls
Falls
back down.
down.
I had a more Guardians feel than Iron Man. I had more of a Guardians feel from the trailer than Iron Man.
And that's fair too, but But I mean, even you just saying that, it's got more of a Marvel feel than a DC feel. And I really wasn't. I mean, to go back to Jason Momoa, I wasn't thinking that Zachary Levi as a lead. He doesn't seem like a lead to me, but this is kind of a role that's suited for his personality, almost even like a Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. So to me, I think he might be able to pull it off. And if they pull it off, I think it'll be a big win for DC. Because what's other than the Nolan movies, the only real big success, at least critically and maybe financially, is Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Did you see the villain in Shazam? Show him
Mark
quarter
Strong?
second. Yep.
Yeah.
I love
And Mark Strong as a villain is I
Fun.
mean, he's hard to top. He really is. I liked him in Sherlock Holmes, which I think they announced. I don't know if it's official, but Robert Downey Jr. has been messing around online about Sherlock Holmes 3.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, it's officially happening.
2020.
Okay.
December.
I actually like those movies. It's
Well,
not
they were
74
fun.
music. Who is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
What's up?
Why, hello.
How's it going? Tired?
oh,
I'm all right.
We'll finish up with this hour. And where are we at?
oh,
it's
you're at
almost
46. If you don't hit your mic.
Sorry.
Hey, Chief, how you doing? Reverse handshake.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, since you guys are talking about DC property and whatnot, and its many failures as movies,
Pizza.
I'm curious as to why they haven't tried to capitalize on Static. Like, I used to watch that cartoon when I was a kid, when it was on whichever incarnation of WB, and the way things are currently trending with superhero movies, that they want to focus on like people of color, stepping away from the traditional stuff. It's like, why haven't they brought back Static? You know, it's
on Static Shock.
yeah.
I love that show.
It seems like the right time to bring this character back, and it's not happening. Perhaps it's happening in comics. I couldn't really tell you.
I think
I'm not familiar.
He would compete with Black Lightning, though. I think that's the same. Isn't it the same thing?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Static Shock. You remember that old? Was it just a show?
A cartoon? I don't know if
Yeah.
they tried to make a comic after it or if it was just.
It was a comic before it was a cartoon, and then they continued it, and I think they did a few crossovers. And I figured it might be the good time right now, just the way things are trending, to bring this character back, and maybe try a film or test the waters. I don't know.
Like an animated film? Or like a live action?
Maybe a live action, but that might be pushing a little bit because it's kind of an unfamiliar character, so
Yeah.
you'd have to reintroduce it to the audience. And
It'd be cool to have an animated like standalone. Like I've seen Invader Zim is getting a standalone movie. I don't know how long that show's been off the air, but that was popular back in not the 90s. I don't know, early 2000s. So
anyway, that's my DC input.
We're gonna end this episode because we have another guest that's come. We'll let you guys know on the next episode. But thank you for listening to this one. We gave you guys the hashtag to enter the extra raffle. So do that. What was it? Hashtag 9 to 5 nerds. Hashtag
You don't
Flash.
remember?
Oh, it's hour
Hashtag
4.
Flash.
This is hour 4. So we'll be back
Your
in
brain
just
is
a minute.
fried.
Yeah, I know. We're taking a second to save, and we'll get you with the next episode.